Baruch Hashem. So we are back to Halachot Nida, Yoreh De'ah, Siman Reish. Okay. Almost finishing Halachot Shabbat, Halachot Nida. That's amazing.
Is it
Siman Reish. Yoreh De'ah, Siman Reish. Yeah, we're almost done Halachot Nida. Yeah. Baruch Hashem. That's what happens when you're doing something on a daily basis. You're moving along. I'm trying to push, obviously each one of those halachot, if you want, you can go like open the sources and all the arguments and all the different opinions, the later opinions, the later like all kinds of cases and answers for all kinds of various cases. So each one of those, you can like take it and make a whole year of learning just for one Siman. Yeah. But okay, fine, just like to have the concepts in the head, and then at least if somebody have a question, he will know what to ask. Like to know where. They say that in the generation of Rav Moshe Feinstein, all what you needed to be a rabbi is the phone number of Rav Moshe Feinstein. Whatever somebody is asking you, so you call Rav Moshe Feinstein, you ask him, and you give the answer, whatever he tells you. So it's like a joke, right? But it was true. And there is also today, there is rabbis that they are functioning like rabbis, but whenever they need, they go and ask other bigger rabbis, and that's the right thing to do. Yeah, when I have like any questions that comes to me, so many times I'm going to consult with Rav Yitzchak or Rav Adler or different rabbis that I know this is like to make sure that I'm not doing mistakes, and whatever I have in my head is the right das Torah. So it's very important to. So but it's not so simple to know what to ask. Yeah, someone that is not a rabbi, he wouldn't know that it's a question to ask. Yeah, so to know what is the question to ask and who to ask, or if you need to look in the books, so which books to look, and to find your way between there's so many books, right? So that's the main thing of being a rabbi today is those kind of things. It's not so much to memorize. If you go to a test in the Rabbanut to be a rabbi of a neighborhood or a city, so it's like university test. They test you like how much you memorize the material, but it's obviously that's not what rabbi needs. There's so many computers you can like search all the answers that you need, but to know like how to define the problem and how to get like that's something that they don't really test like in those places. That's why they don't really like call for those like from the tests of the Rabbanut. It's good, for someone that wants to learn, so to check that he memorized the material, it's good, but that's not what makes a rabbi. There's many Talmidei Chachamim that memorizing the material very good, but it's a matter of it's more about responsibility. Anyhow, let's go back to the Shulchan Aruch here. Siman Reish of Yoreh De'ah, Matai Taseh Birkat Tevilah, when the woman needs to say the bracha. Okay? One little paragraph, שפושט מלבושיה עומדת בחלוקה, תברך. So she's taking out the outside garments and she's standing with the chaluk. So what is the chaluk? So literally it means robe. But the way that I understand it, the way I heard it, is that chaluk is the clothing that are touching the body. So what we call today underwear.
Undergarments.
Yeah, undergarments. Fine. Okay. Now the custom I think is not like that, but let's just read. שעומדת בחלוקה תברך, so she's standing with the undergarments, and then she's saying the bracha. What is the bracha? ברוך אתה השם אלוקינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על הטבילה. Okay? So nida, woman, she have a mitzvah to go to the mikveh. A man doesn't have this bracha, right? If we had like in time of the Bet HaMikdash, so someone that is metzora, zav, so then he can say bracha for the tvilah. Yeah. Converts, they say bracha for the like when they go to the mikveh. But Yeah, otherwise men don't say that bracha. And then says the Shulchan Aruch, תפשוט חלוקה ותטבול. So then she take the undergarments out and she's going into the water. אם לא ברכה אז, תברך לאחר שתיכנס עד צווארה במים. If she didn't say the bracha before, she can still say the bracha when she's standing in the water, and the water are covering all the body until the neck.
She could say the blessing in this instance?
Yes. ואם הם צלולים, if the water are clear, או חרטן ברגליה ומברכת. She makes the water to be blurry with her legs. Meaning, today, in the modern mikveh, it's not possible. But in the old, kind of mikvehs, so in the bottom of the mikveh, so there's some dirtiness. Sediments? Like whatever, dirtiness that settled down, so it sits in the bottom of the mikveh. So if you move your legs like on the ground of the mikveh, so those settlements will rise up, mixed with the water, and make the water to be blurry, right? Mm-hmm. So in other words, we need the body to be covered not with clear water, with blurry water, okay? And then it's considered to be like clothing for that purpose of being allowed to say the bracha.
So how do you solve this problem in a modern mikveh?
Okay, so let's see. Says the Rama, יש אומרים שלא תברך עד אחר הטבילה. There is an opinion that holds that she shouldn't say the bracha before she's going into the water. She actually have to dip first and say the bracha after. וכן נוהגים שאחר הטבילה בעודה עומדת במים מכסה את עצמה בבגדה או בחלוקה ומברכת. That the custom is that after she went into the water, while she's standing in the water, she is covering herself with her clothing or robe or something and saying the bracha. Okay? Now let's see the Be'eritev here about the custom today. כתב אתה, אז אפשר שבמי רמה נהגו כן. Maybe that was the custom in the days of the רמה. אבל עכשיו אין נוהגים כן. Today it's not the custom. גם אנו שמענו שאנשים אינם נעזרים אפילו בחיבוק ידיים בהפסקה בין לב לערווה. So listen to that. It's kind of, there's a nuance here. I want you to be sensitive for that. The Taz says, we heard that the ladies are not careful in holding their hands. How do you say? Like when you hold your hands like that? Crossing your arms? Yeah? Okay. Crossing their arms on their body to make a separation between the heart to the genitals. Yeah? That's the right way to say that?
I think so.
Okay, so in other words, what it's saying is that they should have been careful about it, but they are not. Yeah? It's like kind of it's hidden within his words. He doesn't want to say like something negative about the ladies of his generation, but he's saying they should have been worried about it, but they are not. Okay. So the reason I'm saying that is because today it is the custom. The custom is that the ladies are going into the water and they're putting their arms on their body to make a separation between the heart and the genitals.
This is the custom.
This is the custom today, yes. ונראה שגם זה אליבא דהלכתה. Okay, so there is a source for that. אלא לכתחילה, but you want to do things right, to begin with, as much as possible. יש לעשות חיבוק ידיים. So they need to hold their hands on their body, that their hands will separate between the heart and the genitals. Okay, כן כתב השח, דנשי דינם מברכות במים צלולים. So our ladies are saying the bracha in clear water, ועיניהם מחוץ למים, and their eyes is out of the water. ומנהגן תוראי, and their custom is part of the Torah. You can't deny their custom.
And this is all happening in the water.
Yes. בשלה כתב, אנשי מעשה יזהירו לנשותיהם, שיטבלו ותברך, ואחר כך תטבול שנית. Okay? The Shla, that he was one of the biggest rabbis of the Ashkenazim, שני לוחות הברית. So he wrote that like I don't know how to translate אנשי מעשה. Like people that are a little bit like higher level, more observance. Okay, fine. Should warn their wives to dip first, then stand up, say the bracha, and then to dip again. Okay, and that is the custom today. I think, as far as I know, that like whenever a lady goes to the mikveh, if she doesn't know how to do it, the mikveh lady will tell her to do it in this way.
What's the purpose of dipping before the bracha? Usually you have to say the bracha before you do the action.
Okay, because, good question, but she's gonna say the bracha and she's gonna dip. So it's better to say the bracha when she's pure than saying the bracha when she's not pure.
Right.
Saying Hashem, so anyhow, she, like the ladies, they saying the brachot while they're nida before they go into the mikveh.
Yeah.
But in that point, you're about to be pure. So why to say Hashem's name when you're not pure? When in the next moment you're gonna dip and you'll be pure. So be pure and then say Hashem's name. And then because of the issue of that you're saying that there is a concept of mevarech over le'asatam, that first you say the bracha and then you do the action, right? So mevarech over le'asatam, so the dipping should be second, and that's the reason he says to dip again. Okay, so that's the solution of the shla. Clear? Okay, Baruch Hashem. And we finished halachot nida'at. Baruch Hashem. Okay. So you want to do halachot mikvot, or you want to go back to halachot ta'arovot?
What was the next one you said?
The next one is halachot mikvot. You want to learn how to build a mikveh?
Yes.
How
Actually, I would like to do that in the future.
Okay.
I think, but before we do this, can I ask a question?
You can ask a question.
So when we go to the mikveh,